Now, let's briefly talk about the paint and coatings industry. There's additional and comprehensive background and details to cover here in this important industry. The paint manufacturers, specifically speaking those producing dispersion paints and water-soluble paints, are required by EU law to use little to no preservatives in the near and foreseeable future. This means they are no longer allowed to add biocides to their products. Therefore, they're required to maintain a very hygienic production process. That means if paint residues remain in, for example, such pigging stations as seen in the left and middle pictures here, after a production process, before the next paint comes, bacteria can settle here. They can then contaminate the next batch, and suddenly such buckets in the hardware retail store are rather round in shape, meaning something is going wrong. And now some, specifically two paint manufacturers, have approached us directly. We have been working here for 3 years, and these are trials that we conducted in our test facility in the hall. On the left, you see a pigging station with a wick coming down from above, which you can see in the middle. This wick is fixed to the one you see in the picture on the right. That means the paint is not actually pushed around it, but comes down the front of the line. When paint, batch, mixer is ready, the pig comes and pushes paint through the pipe into the collection container for selling paint. Then it is pushed back with cleaning fluid and stays in the station. However, removing this contamination is not trivial. Here, sodium hydroxide and other methods like CIP cleaning are used. We conducted the trials, and these are the before and after pictures, simply with maybe 1012 complex impulses applied, and we had such clean conditions. One should also pay attention to small shadows like behind the wick. But further trials in the form of adjustments to the formulations also brought results, and appetite usually comes with eating. The clients wondered how it works. We can get through the stations, we can also get through the pumps. Then, such a centrifugal pump was placed on a cart, as shown in the middle lower picture here, and integrated into our test setup. That was the position where the screen was previously. Then we carefully brushed the substance on with a special brush and covered the impellers with a plexiglass sheet to ensure even coverage. And now, if I simply start the film, you will first see only water flowing from left to right through the pump. The pump is working, and you can see that the pigments are being removed here, belonging to the future. But it is a considerable amount of time, which naturally also involves water, all of which later becomes wastewater. And now the first complex shot is coming shortly. This is now the case. The pump moves a bit on the trolley, but 1, 2, 3 compression pulses, and the line was clean. And this definitely led the customer to say, wow, we are going to install this first system, the first control unit, in our very new production line. It was near Magdeburg at the large paint manufacturer. 6 V lines, 70 sections. Yes, and they are regularly compressed today. And thus, Comprex is a hygienically relevant application for production there. And the wastewater pipe, where the use of the press led to it having to be thrown away and replaced every 3 or 4 months, also has complex deposits that can be removed permanently. This will come up again in a later project. But before that, a mobile unit was delivered to the company Meffert. Meffert is also a fairly large paint manufacturer. Dispersion paints have several plants in Germany, including in the East. Here, they had a mobile unit built by us. And here you see this Comprex MCU 300. It has 3 filter cartridges visible at the front. Only hygienically clean air goes into the tanks. It is also unidirectional. Product lines, pigging lines, pumps, and distribution manifolds are cleaned. It has now been in use for about 1.5 years. And you can also clearly see the 2 guide rails for forklift operation at the bottom of the picture. This machine is currently being transferred from one plant to another plant to promote hygienic cleaning processes and to integrate additional facilities. So in 2018, we received the order from the first plant for the large paint manufacturer with the major plant builders to build a new plant. The large plant at the headquarters is to be equipped with Comprex. And they started with 4 Comprex units. In the meantime, 6 such Comprex stations have been permanently installed. In the upper image, the middle one is a stand module with valve technology and control. On the right, a wall module, left, the control for 2 wall modules. And the thing is currently being run in. It is supposed to ensure a truly hygienic operation. And we also have a demand-oriented cleaning program here because, of course, we also need to keep an eye on water consumption. And here, the appetite for food returned. A lot of cleaning was done, a lot of water was used, and then it was decided to stop and adjust the formulations. We need to switch to water-saving eco-cleaning multiple times a day and perhaps perform intensive cleaning once or twice a day to save some water. And consequently, a water management system was also developed. This used water can also be treated using filtration technology, resulting in a cloudy liquid being available. The next cleaning steps can be initiated. Comprex does not require clear water. It needs the liquid. The new paint products are cleaned off, and in the last 10% of the cleaning process, add fresh water. And thus, 90% of the water can be reused all day. This is not unimportant for wastewater management.